Hello guys and welcome to Awesome Bundesliga. Let's take a look at the last match day of this 2020 and we have Bayern Leverkusen, Bayern Munich. So the top position is on stake and I want to listen to your opinion. So please leave a comment below in the comment section and you will have the chance to win a £10 free bet with Novibet. Just leave a comment and you will participate in the draw. And if you enjoyed the video, do not forget to click on the like button, subscribe to our channel and click on the bell to get all the notifications. And now let's listen to Radek's predictions. The last match day of 2020 is with us in the Bundesliga, the 13th match day, and let's analyze everything with Radek Vegas. Hello, Radek.
Hey, Eduardo. Let's start.
And we have an amazing, we have an amazing match day with Bayern Leverkusen and Bayern Munich. We enjoyed a lot the games in midweek with all the favorites winning. So let's see what you predict for the first one on Friday. One of the top teams of the Bundesliga, Borussia Dortmund visiting Union Berlin. We saw, Radek, how Borussia Dortmund bounced back against Werder Bremen. The first game with Terzic on the bench. They won 1-2 with Guerreiro and Royce scoring. They are doing well, actually, away from home, way better than at home. But be careful with Union Berlin. They drew against Stuttgart. Probably they deserve to win that game. They were leading 0-2. And the odds are for Borussia Dortmund, but we just saw how Bayern, for instance, recently couldn't beat Union Berlin at home. So probably this is a tricky one, right?
Yes, and a lot of other teams couldn't beat Union Berlin as well because they are really surprising us week after week. And what is interesting there is that Dortmund lost 4 games so far and Union Berlin only 2. So it's harder to beat Union Berlin than Dortmund maybe. Now we have to see what Dortmund has improved under the new coach Terzic. I think this game against Werder Bremen was not really good, only 2-1. They were behind 1-0 and came back. And what is another point, that Marco Reus scored a goal, who was completely out of the games so far in this season. And now I think he was not really happy playing under Favre. And if Royce is back to normal, he's one of the best players in the Bundesliga. And I think this can be a huge step for Borussia Dortmund to improve. But anyways, they're missing Haaland and another guy who was in bad shape in this season was Jadon Sancho, who made about more than 30 scorer points last year, and he was also not supporting his team a lot. And now I hope they're getting back to normal. In a normal game, Dortmund is a clear favorite, and the odds of 1.9 on Dortmund against a team like Union Berlin is really, really good. But because of the last weeks in Dortmund, we don't know if they are already on their level where they want to be or where they belong. So it's a bit dangerous. But anyway, Dortmund has to win this game, I think, because to finish this not so good season with a win. And I think this would be good for their mentality and their psychology. So I think 1.9 is good enough to bet on them. But be aware of Union Berlin because they are hard to beat.
Yeah, in the last 5 games away for Borussia Dortmund, 4 victories and 1 draw. So they are stronger on the road. Something strange for a team like Borussia Dortmund. On Saturday, the first game is Augsburg, Eintracht Frankfurt, 2 teams that are in the middle of the table. Augsburg, they beat Arminia Bielefeld with a very late goal, ending a 5 winless run so far, and actually at home they've only won 2 games this season, but Frankfurt is the king of the draw. We saw it again in the middle of the week against Gladbach. They were leading 3-1 at the end of the game, and Stindl scored these 2 late goals to draw. Even Andrés Silva was very angry after the game. He's doing an amazing season, by the way, the first season in the Bundesliga, and 9 goals so far. So here the favorite is Eintracht, but well, I guess the draw is very appealing again here.
Yeah, that is ridiculous that Frankfurt draw 8 games in 12 games and only lost 2 of them, and that's why they are only 10th in the standings. They could have won a lot of more games, and I think that's why Frankfurt is the favorite here. On the other hand, Augsburg struggled a lot but did the best out of most situations, and so they are 9th in the standings with 4 wins, 4 draws, 4 losses. But I think Frankfurt is getting better and better, and I think they might win this game. But what I don't like is only odds of 2.0 on the road team here. That is really, really way too low. I think it can be a close win for Frankfurt, but the odds are not attractive enough. And to bet on a draw is not what I like here. I always like to bet on draws, but in this situation, yeah, you have 8 draws in 12 games for Frankfurt. So I think the more they draw, the unlikely it is that they draw another game. And a game where everything can happen. Augsburg also can win the game at home, and so it's a really tough decision. If you have a clear view on this game, just post a comment, please, and let us know. I have no idea what to bet here, because I'm really think it can go in both directions. But if I think Frankfurt is a little bit better, I won't bet on Asian handicap Augsburg here, even it's a kind of value here maybe.
Frankfurt 9 Bundesliga games without a victory. The last one was on the 3rd of October. So they really need to win a game before the year ends. Same thing for Gladbach, not exactly the same, but they are losing a lot of points in the last 5 games, 4 draws and only 1 victory. That's why they are 8th right now in the table of the Bundesliga. And now they host Hoffenheim, 2 straight defeats for them, but it was against Leipzig and Leverkusen. So I guess there is nothing wrong with it. The wrong thing is that they've only achieved 1 victory in the last 10 Bundesliga games. So they are in the middle bottom of the table. But here the odds for Gladbach, I would say they are appealing, 1.93 right now on oddspedia.com.
Yeah, but it's not a clear win for Gladbach as well. So as we saw in the season so far, we have a lot of close games, a lot of draws, more than in any other Bundesliga season so far or within the last years. And the teams are really close to each other. And if you have a look at the standings, you can see there are 3 teams in the top of the standings with Leverkusen, Bayern and Leipzig. And then the rest is really compressed in the middle and bottom of the table. And so there can a lot of things happen. And I tend to go on the other dogs on this last game day before Christmas, because I think the teams who haven't reached their season goals or are below their expectations, they want to finish the year with the best thing they can do. And the teams who are kind of in the top, they can be relaxed. And so this is a really close game where I don't like the favorite odds on Gladbach. For sure, they are slightly favorite, because I think they must be the better team, but they didn't prove this in the last games. So they were really lucky against Frankfurt. If Stindl wasn't there, they lose this game very high, and then nobody would say Gladbach is the favorite here. On the other hand, Hoffenheim struggles the whole season. They won against Bayern Munich 4-1, but how did they do it? They couldn't win a game since then, I think, or they okay, against Augsburg, the 3-1. There are only 2 wins of them in the season. That's or 3 wins, but that's also way below what Hoffenheim expects. They are always expecting to be in the Europa League or even in the Champions League with Nagelsmann some years ago. And yeah, I think it's getting dangerous for their coach, Sebastian Hoeneß, who was new in this season. And I think, he's not really, finding a way to make Hoffenheim that good as they want to be. So long story short, what can you expect here? Maybe some goals, but to bet on Gladbach, the odds are too low. To bet on Hoffenheim, they are too bad at the moment, and that's why I won't touch this game. And even to bet over goals, what everyone expects in this game is not the best thing, because everyone expected over goals between Hoffenheim and Leipzig, and we got really bad odds on over 3 goals maybe, and at the end you see just a 1-0. So it's kind of unpredictable, the Bundesliga in this game day, and in this game I won't bet.
No touch for sure. Borussia Monchengladbach, they are very happy with their 2020. They qualified for the Champions League. They even qualified for the last 16 rounds. So I think they can be very happy no matter what is happening in this Gladbach-Hoffenheim, the last game of the year. And then we have Leipzig-Cologne. You mentioned before how the best 3 teams of the Bundesliga are standing out completely compared to the others, and one of them is Leipzig. They also won against Hoffenheim with this goal scored by Poulsen, the best defense in the Bundesliga with 5 clean sheets this season. And now they host Cologne, that they lost very heavily, 0-4 against Bayern Leverkusen, very easy for the leaders. But the last 2 games away for this team were victories, so they are actually better on the road. Only 1 defeat in this season playing away, and was against Arminia Bielefeld. But I guess even if we say that, Leipzig should wrap up the 2020 with an easy victory, right?
Yeah, it should be like Leverkusen beat Cologne 4-0. Leipzig should be doing the same here, and the odds on Leipzig are 1.3. And I have a problem with bets on favorites with that small odds, because there is nothing to win. As you saw, Bayern Munich against Union Berlin, Borussia Dortmund lost against Stuttgart recently, and even Leipzig had problems with Werder Bremen and some other small teams like Cologne is. And so to bet on a clear Leipzig win, what is the most common thing, is not a good bet. To bet on Cologne against a Champions League contender like Leipzig is a bit of gambling and insane, and I won't do that, because I always tend to bet on rational things, so this is maybe the most clear game on the game day, but if it's so clear, you have nothing to win, because everyone and the bookmakers and their grandmas know that.
We have better odds for the next one. Mainz, Werder Bremen, 2 teams struggling in the bottom of the table, especially Mainz, only with 6 points, but they got a draw against Hertha Berlin in the middle of the week. And Werder Bremen, they lost against Dortmund, but they fought. But now they are 4 defeats in a row, 10 winless games. so they are not in form, and the odds here are better, are lower for Mainz, so they are the favorites, 2.52.
Yeah, but obviously I think this is a clear draw here, because you have a team of Mainz who has no luck at all, and on a good day they really are competitive in the middle of the standings. On a bad day they lose with a lot of bad luck. And on the other hand, I think Werder Bremen has only 2-3 good games this season so far, and the rest of the games of Werder Bremen were like last season, where they almost relegated to second league, and that's why I think Mainz is a bit underrated. They should be moving up in the standings next year, and Bremen is where they belong with spot 14, I think. And what was always a thing with Bremen within the last 5 years, they always were a lot of better in the second half of the season than in the first half. Only not last year, and so I think they might come back or win some more games in the year 2021. But in this game, I think it could be a close win for Mainz, but the most common thing here is to bet on a draw with 3.5. I think the teams are almost equal, and so the best thing you can do, and I think that's a good draw bet.
Mainz don't concede many goals, actually only 5 in the last 5 games, so probably it's going to be a close game. I'm looking forward to listening to your next tip, because it's Schalke Arminia Bielefeld, and this is a must win for Schalke before going into this break. Their last chance to win in 2020, they lost against Freiburg. I think was very disappointing, was another game that at least they should have gotten any point. Well, Arminia is one of the worst teams also in the Bundesliga, one of the newly promoted teams, only 7 points. They lost against Augsburg, and actually the odds tells us that Schalke is the favorite here.
Yeah, this is really the two baddest teams in the league, because Bielefeld is 16th and Schalke 18th, and between them is Mainz. But as I said, I think Mainz is a bit better than these teams, and so this is really the worst teams we have in the Bundesliga. To say Schalke is a favorite in a soccer game after not winning 27 games, and this only happened one time in the Bundesliga history, and this was in the 1970s. For our young audience, this is about 50 years ago. There was one team which was even worse than Schalke, and so to bet to say Schalke is a favorite in a game, that is just ridiculous. On the other hand, for sure, the name Schalke leads us to think that they are favorite here in this game, and they are playing at home, but it's no home advantage, or really not a big home advantage. Normally we have home advantage of 25% in the Bundesliga over the last 5 to 10 years. In this season, we only have 10% home advantage, and so in this game, I can't see a clear home advantage. And on the other hand, Bielefeld, you must say that they really had hard opponents. They played against every good team so far. They only lost 1-0 against Augsburg, where Augsburg wasn't good as well. The Augsburg goal was scored by their captain and defender who went through the whole pitch and made a double pass with Caligiuri and scored with a lot of luck. And so we have considered that Arminia Bielefeld could have more points, but Schalke definitely couldn't have more points, because they are really playing bad. And that's why I would tend to bet on Asian handicap for Arminia Bielefeld. with double chance on Bielefeld 1.7. But this is not really a good bet, as Bielefeld is really also struggling. And what we can do is to bet on a draw with 3.5. I think this would be the most common thing. But as you said, it's time for Schalke to win. And everything I said is just the facts, but we can't predict what's happening here. The most likely thing is a draw, I think. And I won't bet on Schalke, and I'm a bit aware of betting on Bielefeld because the odds are really also not great. So we're really hard. I wish Schalke the best, and I think they deserve to win because they lost so many games and they didn't win so many games, but it's not a clear thing.
Arminia Bielefeld also, they only picked 1 point away from home this season against Eintracht. They lost all the other games. So from the two worst teams in the Bundesliga to the best two teams, what a game, what a clash. Bayer Leverkusen, Bayern Munich. Who is gonna end up at the top of the table in this 2020? Well, Leverkusen has the advantage because they are 1 point ahead of the champions. They beat Cologne away 0-4. They are scoring a lot of goals. There's the second best attack in the Bundesliga with 27 goals, being Bayern the best attack. And Bayern, they struggle again against Wolfsburg, but Lewandowski showed up with a brace. Wow, the odds are, I would say, really low for Bayern Munich playing in the leader stadium, 1.83. We all expect a lot of goals like we saw in that Bayern Munich Leipzig. For sure, we are gonna have fun here. I don't know what is the best bet though.
As always, if you don't know what to bet and if you think the odds on the favorite are too low, a draw is really attractive with 4.4 here. Leverkusen didn't lose a game so far. Bayern Munich always wins the games against their toughest opponents, but they didn't against Leipzig, only 3-3. And I expect Leverkusen really to make it close and to give Bayern a hard time. They have to watch the Wolfsburg game. Wolfsburg was fighting really hard in this game, and at the end Lewandowski was the decisive man, scoring before the halftime and after the halftime, and this broke Wolfsburg the neck, but Wolfsburg made a good job against Bayern, and I think Leverkusen can do this as well. I don't know if they are really really so confident to win against Bayern Munich. That's why I like the draw. You said we can expect a lot of goals. If you have to bet or just to say the result here, I would say 2-2.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I think no one wants to lose. Both of them will be happy if they draw. But over 3.5 goals are odds of 2.0. So this is a tough thing, and I like the bet on 4.4 on a draw here because I think Bayern doesn't want to lose, but Leverkusen will make their life very hard in this game. Mm-hmm. And I think it's good for the Bundesliga that Bayern doesn't win this really important game, and so Leverkusen is finishing this year as leader in the standings. That would be a bit surprising, but that is what every Bundesliga fan likes, I think.
Yeah, if they draw, actually even Leipzig can end up on the top of the table. So for sure we are going to have this 2021 really exciting. The Bundesliga break this season is very, very short, only 10 days. So at the beginning of 2021, we will have the 14th match day already. Let's see what happened between these two leaders and the two last games of 2020. On Sunday, we have Freiburg, Hertha. Freiburg, 2 consecutive victories against Arminia and Schalke. So they are far away from the relegation zone. And Hertha, they drew against Mainz, 2 consecutive draws, 4 games without defeat, if we want to see the positive side. But they have even 1 point less than Freiburg. I think we all expected a little bit more from Hertha, especially, as you always say, with the investors they have behind them.
Yeah, and the great team they have. And I think they are not a really good team playing together. I think that's a problem with the coach as well. Maybe Labadia, must be replaced sooner or later, because Hertha clearly wants to play international and with where they are now, this is hard. But anyway, they have a lot of potential. They have more potential for sure than Freiburg, because Freiburg is on the other hand a good team, but they have not their good players as Hertha has. So I think the odds are a bit wrong here, because they are equal. You get odds of 2.7 on Freiburg, 2.77 on Hertha, and I think this is pure value to bet on Asian handicap on Hertha, or even a win on Hertha, because as I said, I think the potential of Hertha is way bigger, and they must win the games against these teams like Freiburg, who belong behind them. And I like Freiburg, but I don't think that they can win this game against Hertha. A draw is always a dangerous thing here, but I feel Hertha will finish the season with a win. Maybe I'm wrong, but I like the odds, and that is value. And betting on 2.77 on Hertha, I would do.
Then let's go for Hertha. They won 3 games so far this season: Union Berlin, Augsburg, and Werder Bremen, and all of 3 very comfortable. So when they win, they actually do it easily. And the last game is a good one. 2 teams in form, Wolfsburg and Stuttgart. Wolfsburg, the first game they lost this season was against Bayern Munich on Wednesday, but they were a very good team. They are 5th. And Stuttgart, we cannot forget that they were just promoted in the summer, and they are 7th with 18 points. They drew against Union Berlin with Leipzig scoring the 2 goals in the last 5 minutes, saving at least 1 point. Be careful, because they were able to beat Werder Bremen and Dortmund very recently on the road, and away from home they are a very good team. 3 victories and 2 draws. And the odds actually for Stuttgart are pretty good. All the odds are kind of appealing, no? I would say 235 for Wolfsburg, 322 for Stuttgart. I guess it's difficult to call actually this one.
Yeah, I think it's easier here, because we have Wolfsburg with 2.35 at home, and Stuttgart is surprising, so they are overperforming. No one expected them to be on place 7 after 12 games. I think this is the biggest surprise in the season, and you said that they are really a new promoted team, they went up from the 2nd league. And on the other hand, we have Wolfsburg, who didn't lose in 11 games, and they really played really strong against Bayern Munich, only losing because of the best player in the world, Robert Lewandowski. Maybe he's getting the golden ball, and so this is Yeah, I think a clearer thing than it might look at the first place. Then, because Wolfsburg is the other surprise of the season, they are really, really good, and their coach is doing a great job, and the players are, really solid. They are a fighter team, and they run a lot. They ran 2 kilometers more than Bayern Munich in the first half, and so they are good in conditional shape, and I think they are hard to beat. And Stuttgart, because they are overperforming a bit, here we see a clear value on the home team, because if I would make the odds, I would give Wolfsburg 1.8 or something around. And if you have 2.35, this is the best bet in value you can do on this game day. Always consider that one bet is always luck and bad luck, but at the end, if you have 100 games like this, it's likely that Wolfsburg wins about 55 to 60% of the home games against Stuttgart, in my opinion. And that's why we have a value here. And if we always bet on value bets, we make profit at the end. And that's why home win of Wolfsburg 2.35 is a very good thing.
And we have a tool even in Expedia.com about value bets, so we all can go there and check if there are some value bets for the Bundesliga, like the one you just said. Then this is all for 2020. Radek, we've analyzed everything, but in 10 days we are back with the games we have on the 2nd of January. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I wish you the best. Have a nice Christmas. Stay safe, stay healthy, and come back to Expedia channel next year. And see you then. Thank you, Eduardo. Doing a great job. The channel is growing, and I'm really looking forward to talk with you in 2021. Great job. Thank you.
Radek is tipping a victory for Wolfsburg, a draw in that Bayern Leverkusen, Bayern Munich, but I also want to know your opinion. So please leave a comment below in the comment section and you will have the chance to win a £10 free bet with Novibet. Just tell us what you think and you will participate in the draw. And you can also, if you enjoyed the video, do not forget to click on the like button, subscribe to our channel and click on the bell to get all the notifications. You have also all these videos in the podcast. You can listen to all of them. And next year we will be back with the Bundesliga.